What's up? Welcome into your Buckeye Rush Hour for a Wednesday, the humping day, November 15th, 2023. How's everybody doing out there? Thank you for joining us, me, whoever. It's a gray-ass rainy day here in Florida. It has been raining for about 24 hours straight, like off and on. Not a hard rain, just a drizzle, enough to annoy you, the shit out of you, and can't go outside, can't go for a walk without getting sprayed. So anyway, enough of my problems. How are you guys doing? Good, I hope. So yeah, we're having trouble loading up the live stream here for some reason. Oh, great. Are we connected? All right. It looks like we're going now. Anyway, don't worry if you missed anything. It wasn't important, I'm sure. Okay. Obviously, we're talking recruiting today. Just kind of last minute, threw together some stuff. We've got some moving pieces and parts. The closer we get to December 20th, the more stuff we're going to hear, especially about these 2024 guys. So we've got some updates that have just happened overnight on very important defensive linemen. And we've got some other moving pieces and parts. So get up and kick back, relax, put your feet up, pour a drink, whatever, or just hang out and talk shit as you guys do so well. I'm hearing pounding. Why am I hearing pounding? It's amazing. Random noises. 1 second. I need a drink of water. All right. Okay, here we go. We're going to start off with the big news. The big news, 2024 four-star defensive lineman Amaris Williams. He is, let me give you a little refresher course here real quick. He is out of Clinton, North Carolina. Clinton, 6'3", 270. I don't think he's quite 270. I think he's more like 260. But anyways, he is a high four-star, a 9509, number 100 even nationally ranked, and number 15 D lineman in the class. So huge deal. This is a guy you definitely want in your class if you're a Buckeye. So we have gotten two 24/7 flip predictions, also known as crystal balls. I should use spatulas, like crystal spatulas or something, so that we know the difference. Anyway, he's gotten two predictions. So this dude's a twitched up defensive lineman. Initially was a running back. Yikes. At that size. He has some strong numbers. He has been clocked at 4.7 40-yard dash and a 4.5 in the short shuttle. Initial get off and a good forward lean causes plenty of issues for blockers. He can win his fair share of battles with a simple bull rush. He anticipates the snap better than most people and is quick to shoot gaps and work his way into the backfield. So this guy's a huge disruptor in the backfield. Before his senior year, he was measured at 6'3", 255. That's why I'm not sure about that 270 on his official listing. But anyway, that was the spring before his senior year. I guess he could have put on 15 pounds in 6 months, but I don't know, kind of doubt it. Anyway, plenty of area room for growth. He can play anywhere along the D line. 3 tech, you want to do a 4-eye, a 5 tech, even an edge. He can do it all. JT is an edge rusher on the strong side, and he's 270. So you got to keep that in mind. He's not every edge is a pass rushing specialist. I mean, like, what's his name? Marquise Lightfoot. He only weighs freaking 220, but he's, him and it's a dude over here in Tampa, Booker Pickett. He's another dude that's lightweight, like 200 pounds, 210 maybe, that just go after the quarterback. They're just speed rusher guys, but you can't really use them against the run. they don't weigh much. If a tackle gets their grip, gets their meat hooks on them, they're screwed. Anyway, so sorry for the side note there, but he does have plenty of NFL upside and it has an explosive lower body. So that's huge. He needs to keep it evolving, obviously, as he moves on to college. He will, especially getting coached at Ohio State. Look for him to take some leaps and bounds. He does compete in track and field in the shot put. He took second at the North Carolina High School Championships, 2A, with a personal best of 51 feet, 11 and a quarter inches. In 2022, he was a two-way player at his high school, getting snaps at multiple spots along the D end, and also played running back and tight end on offense. He racked up 43 tackles for loss, 18 sacks on defense. Then on offense, he carried the ball 32 times for 251 yards, 5 touchdowns. He had, in a playoff game, he had 5 sacks and helped them go 11-2 and a run to the playoffs. In 2021, he played his sophomore year with 42 tackles, 18 TFLs, and 6.5 sacks. Did not play football as a freshman. So kind of raw, after taking not playing since or playing only since 2021. So but the dude's got the size and the athleticism that you want, and a 4.7 40 at 255 pounds. Yes, please. Or even 270, even better, whatever. But I'd imagine Coach Mick gets a hold of him and he's going to trim down some of that baby fat and build up, some good, clean muscle. Yeah. All right. Continuing. He had, past tense of has, had a visit to Tennessee, an official visit that was planned, locked in. But after his second visit this past weekend to Ohio State for the Michigan State game, there's a hope that the Buckeyes will be able to get him to cancel that official visit to Tennessee. And right now it's pushed back into December, an unknown weekend in December. So we'll see if that actually happens. If that doesn't happen before December 20th, you got to feel really good. And who knows, he may commit sooner. As you know, we got 3 defensive linemen committed in the class of 24. So we're chasing 2 more in this cycle with Amaris. And then who's the other? Oh, we're going after Ernest Weller. Let's touch on him right now. Ernest Weller Jr. Goddamn ads. Ernest Weller Jr. We haven't talked a lot about him because he hasn't been doing much of the recruiting process. He's only taken visits to like Maryland, Penn State, for let me go back and double check those. Something tells me that's not right. 1 second. Just relax. He's got offers from Penn State, Maryland, Rutgers, Ohio State, Miami, a bunch of other teams, but he's from Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah, so his visits, he's taken 3 to Penn State, 2 to Maryland, 1 to Rutgers, 1 to Ohio State, 1 to Vatech. But it's been a couple of years since he's been, God damn you. Freaking ads, dude. Why? Oh, that was an aggressive ad. Anyway, so he hasn't been on campus at Ohio State since the 2021, sorry. Rutgers 2021, Vatech 2021. So this kid doesn't really enjoy the recruiting process like, say, a Jeremiah Smith does. He was at Maryland on September 2nd, and then he was at Penn State back on September 23rd. So let's run through his stats here. Nationally ranked number 115 in the country, number 18 D lineman, so right in there with the Amaris Williams level, number 2 player in Maryland. And just scrolling. God damn it. Where's his visit? One sec. Ernest Willer is visiting December 8th, I believe. Yes, December 8th. Sorry about that. Yes, Ernest Willard Jr. is visiting December 8th. So he's pushing it right to the last minute with the December 20th National Signing Day. Now, with the other people in contention here, he does have an offer from Bama. I'm not too concerned about outdueling Maryland and Penn State, but coming from Baltimore, Penn State's going to be a legit contender. So let's see what happens there. And December 8th is really pushing it there. Buckeyes did get another crystal ball in for Nate Roberts overnight. Nate Roberts is a 2025 tight end from Washington, Oklahoma. 6'4", 235. We talked about him a while back, but not very often. He's got offers from everybody, from Oregon to Bama to Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Ohio State, everything. So do have one crystal ball in for the Buckeyes. He is a 9.594, so a high 4-star, nationally ranked, top 100. He's a number 92 overall, number 2 tight end in the class, and number 2 player in Oklahoma. Shocker. He's 6'4", 235. So really like this kid. He's a big kid, 6'4", 235. So like that. So crystal ball in for him. Still early though, so don't get your panties in a bunch. This weekend, I'm going to have a short visitors list that will probably change between now and Friday. So we may have to update it on Friday. But this past weekend for the Michigan State game, the Buckeyes hosted 3 of the country's top 2026 quarterbacks. Now they got another one coming in for this coming weekend against Minnesota. Top-ranked quarterback from the 2026 class, Julian Lewis, is expected to make his first visit to the Buckeyes. It's an unofficial, just a one-day, like a 24-hour kind of quick in and out. He is a current USC commit, so keep that in mind. Let me give you his rundown real quick. He's 6'1", 185, but he's a 2026 guy, so he's got plenty of time. He's probably going to grow a couple inches and put on some pounds, so still early for him. He is from Carrollton, Georgia, so keep that in mind. We do well down there. Right now, he is the perfect prospect, a 1.0000, number 1 nationally overall, number 1 quarterback overall, and number 1 player in Georgia, of course. So he said that he will be there Saturday morning. So Buckeyes play at 4. Got some time to jet around campus, meet the coaches, Coach Day, Hardline, everybody. And then he's turning around and leaving Sunday morning. So not a lot of time for the Buckeyes to make a huge impression, but this is the way it goes. It starts slow. And he said that, quote, "I've wanted to visit for a long time. It's a good opportunity to come to a game, see the atmosphere, tour the facilities, and meet Coach Day." He said, quote, "I love football. Ohio State plays great football. I'm excited to see them in person, as they are excited to see you." So there's plenty of time for evaluation and recruiting the 26th class, but it's always good to get the number 1 player in the class on campus early. One more dude I wanted to mention. He is a Michigan State legacy. Gregory Patrick, 6'4", 260. He's an interior O lineman from Portage, Michigan. He has offers from Michigan, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Michigan State, a bunch of MAC schools. So this is an early on conversation that's just begun between Ohio State and Patrick. His dad, Joe Patrick, played for the Sparties in early 2000s. His uncle Chris played at Nebraska, then a little bit in the NFL. So he's got Big Ten roots, a little bit of NFL bloodlines there, and that's always good, good traits to have. Joe Patrick played at Ithaca High School in Michigan, and actually had an Ohio State offer. So it will be a kind of a return to Columbus for Joe Patrick. He said that it was a good first step. They did a good job giving us an overview of the program with academic and player development meetings. But there are a lot of recruits there, and I know they're mostly focused on the 2025 guys. So I didn't get a chance to talk with anyone too long. So, all right. Now I've got a short list of visitors for the Minnesota game. This is just kind of coming together this week. So we'll see if somebody falls out or gets added in. Looks like the weather is going to be not bad. Like last I saw was like high of 55 in Columbus, but the sun sets at like 5 o'clock. So it'll cool down quickly. Anyway, so for the Minnesota game, we got 2024 Texas defensive end Carlin Jones. We've talked about him quite a bit. He's a current Nebraska commit. He's one of the dudes that we're still working on for the 24 class. He'll be making his official visit this weekend. Then you got 2024 Ohio linebacker Garrett Stover making a short little jaunt down to Columbus. And of course, Tavian St. Clair has his own reserved seat in the shoe. So 2025 Ohio quarterback Tavian, TSC. And like I mentioned, 2026 Georgia quarterback Julian Lewis. And then so far, after that, we just have the December 8th visit of 2024 Maryland defensive end Ernest Willer Jr. That's an official as well. So, all right, let's pop in the chat, see what's happening. Okay, PC is the first in. Good to see PC. Odysseus says OH. I say IO. See, I catch on quickly. PC says gray and rainy here too in El Centro, California. Very strange. We average about 3 inches for any year. Yeah. This is the dry season here. This is not like summertime. Although I don't see as much rain hitting the window right now. So it's just really windy. So, hey, below me. Hey, would you blow me? RDB, what's up, RDB? Billy says the same. He's in Alpine, California. Odysseus says, good if we get this flip. Exactly. Jeremiah, what's up, Jeremiah? Good to see you. Got your drink, kicking back, interested in wanting to know more dirt on Michigan. Fail to those cheaters. Exactly. I think it's amazing. I think they're taking down their own program, one brick by brick, one piece at a time. Did you ever hear that Johnny Cash song? I forget the name. It's where he steals a Cadillac one piece at a time. He's working at it's like a story. He talks about he's working in a Cadillac dealership and he's stealing the parts to a Cadillac one part at a time, like under his shirt or something. I don't know. It was pretty funny. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. Billy says, go, LJ, go. That's right. He needs some motivation. Odysseus says we saw that for Penn State versus the Cheaters regarding speed rush. Yeah, Penn State does have their speed rush guys, but you might want to learn another move, PC says 18 sacks. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, 5 sacks in one game. That was a playoff game. Odysseus says, hope JT and Sawyer can do both set the edge and wreck Beavis. Exactly. PC says, now that Beavis doesn't know it's coming, I think he's in for a very rude awakening. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping, man. Water. Anyway, moving on. Billy says, make Beavis pass. Yeah, exactly. I don't have a problem. If he wants to try and throw the ball 30 times, I want to see that. Because if he has to throw the ball 30 times, that means they're in deep shit. Odysseus, I got you. PC says, does it sound like the weather will be better than it was against Sparty? It'll get cool quickly, but wasn't it like 40 degrees last Saturday? Yeah, it could be in the 40s by hopefully everybody's done at halftime and just, the recruits can leave whenever they want. So They don't have to stay for the whole game. Go back inside and stay warm, man. Just stay for the first half, get the hell out. The last I saw was 55 for the high on Saturday in Columbus, but you know how that goes. Odysseus says every time he tries to run, make him take shots. Yep. Like shots, like shots of bourbon. That's a good idea. Get him drunk. Good call. But no, I get your point. Odysseus, yeah, just smack the shit out of him. He needs to have a helmet in his chin every play. Yakov says 3 trustees have said they want to go to the SEC, go independent. They aren't 3 guys off the street, but board of trustee members. That is crazy talk. That is crazy talk. Yeah. Go ahead, is my thought. Go ahead. I don't think the SEC has any interest in Michigan. Come down south of the Mason-Dixon line with your wine and cheese and your highfalutin attitude and your arrogant asses. You get your fucking ass kicked, man. Doesn't even make sense anyways regionally. ZZM, how's it going? I said 45-0 against Michigan State, and it was 38-3, but I respect OSU choosing not to score more. All right. Appreciate it. They could have. I mean, we played like one offensive series in the third quarter and then put in all the backups and put in our third string quarterback, by the way. Jeremiah says Buckeyes need to make Beavis play like Butthead. Yeah. ZZM says, I remember Styles and Ransom working together to keep Hartman from running. Yeah. Safeties are going to be key. Obviously, I mean, everybody in the Buckeye game against Michigan is going to be key, but you got to get, if you get Sonny coming downhill, smacking the shit out of Beavis, JJ McCarthy, whatever you want to call him, that's going to be important. But we also got Proctor coming back, so hopefully Hartford doesn't have to play much. I don't feel good about a safety, Malik Hartford, being in the game much. PC says, I see very similar game to Sparty. I'm calling it 38-10 again. That seems like a safe bet, PC. I'm with you there. Mac, what's up, Mac? Mac says SEC is not interested in playing in Michigan in November. No, I'm not interested in that either. Says SEC is not built for cold weather. Exactly. What's up, Big Hoove? Big Hoove says 38-6 Buckeyes. Staying right in line with last week's score, okay? Billy's got 42-6. PC says this weekend is all about us. Get right, get healthy, get ready for war. Yeah. Let's stay focused on the game. If you're talking to the team right now in the locker room, if you're talking to the Buckeyes, focus on this game. Let's not make this a 4-quarter game. This should be 2 quarters, maybe 2+1 drive, and let's go rest up, ice up, do all the things to get your body ready for next week, the following week. So. Yeah, Yakov, that's a great point. Michigan will not be anywhere near an 11-0 team next season, he says. That said, with the 12-team playoff, this game would mean nothing more than seeding. Right. So they're probably a 2-loss team. If they make it in, they're going to be one of the last of the 12, right? So Max says gambling in Michigan. Yeah, that's going around. That's why the FBI got involved. Still don't know if there's more to it than that. We've heard conflicting stories. Still don't know what's up with that practice tape, that 50 hours of Ohio State's practice footage that was supposedly stolen by somebody at Michigan. We haven't heard that story come out yet, but could very well happen. But yeah, the gambling, How deep does it go though? Were the assistant coaches involved? You know, was it just Weiss, or was he acting for other people on the staff? You know, that's what I want to know. PC says, right on that one, Mac. They don't want any of that. I can't wait to see the Cali boys go to Shoe in November after the expansion. That'll be fantastic. Yep. Yeah, ZZM says they make fun of us with our comments about Midwestern weather, but it really affects games, especially when you're primarily a passing team. Yeah, that's why we always want to be inside a dome in the wintertime, right? RDB says, tell the cheaters to enjoy the next few weeks after the season. It's hammer time. Oh. Max says, I remember seeing Florida in the 80s go to Michigan and got beat. Cold weather stingers was the Florida coach's comments after the cold game. Yeah, it does sting, man. I don't like getting smacked around in the cold. Hey, we got some people piling in here. Please don't be afraid to hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. After the show, you can check out the BuckeyeCast.com, get yourself some Buckeye gear. Get in there quickly to get your Beat Michigan stuff. Harbaugh is a cheater shirts, all that stuff. Yes, Billy, Michigan is America's team, right? It is amazing. Some of the shit that they spew, not just the coaches, but the players, all of them. They're so weird. Everything they do is weird. Every interview, every press conference, everything they do is weird, man. God, the people they hire on the staff. It's really crazy how crazy these people are. It's like next level. I can't make this stuff up kind of crazy, you know? It's baffling to me. Oh, I can give you a weather outlook, PC. Ann Arbor is a whore. Ann Arbor is a whore doesn't come up when I go to weather.com. You got another spelling on that? Man, gotta settle for Ann Arbor. No. Let's see what the 10-day outlook has here. Okay, 25th. Ooh, it looks chilly. High 38, low 28 as of right now. Partly cloudy. Yeah, doesn't look good. It's going to be chilly. We got to run the ball anyways. No big deal. Here's a 30-day forecast. Yeah, 25th. Cloudy. Yeah, 30s. So mid-30s for the high. Not ideal, but hopefully we can catch the ball and throw the ball. It's all good, PC. You've probably got more like buttons than anybody. Billy says Michigan is flat out weird. Why are you so weird? PC says it's Ann Arbor. You're probably spelling it Ann Arbor. No, I think it is a whore. I was writing is a whore at the end. Google didn't like that. RDB says, anyone have a worry about us going up there, or do we feel like we will take care of business? I'm feeling confident. I got an early ticket with the Buckeyes +6. I know how to spell whore, PC. W is silent. Thank you. Yes. Lady of the night, I'll call them. Big Hoop says, no worries, RDB. I'm with you, Big Hoove. I feel really good. Not just covering whatever the spread's going to be, but I feel really good. I don't see them beating us three years in a row. I don't see it, man. They're not as good as they were last year. I don't see it. Max says, I really hope Michigan refuses to accept punishment, currently refusing to cooperate, vacate 2021 through 2023, no bowl money and no TV royalties. Is it any wonder they are whining? The latest I heard is that, let me pull up, I texted this to Jeff and Sean earlier. The latest I'm hearing is we're likely to hear some news this week that a settlement has been reached that will allow Jim Harbaugh to return for the Ohio State game. Side note, a writer for a Michigan writer, I think he's on one of the 24/7 blogs or something, says that the NCAA is at Michigan this week interviewing players as part of their expedited investigation. So two different thoughts going on there. Sorry to throw them both at you, but Odysseus says their coach runs with chickens. Of course they're weird. I know. How do you flip-flop on the chickens, Harbaugh? You made such a stand against chickens, and now you flip 180 on them. I don't get it, man. Lost all faith I had in Harbaugh. Used to respect him. Now he loves chickens. And not only does he eat them probably, but he grows them, pets them, plays with them. He can tell when they're happy. Oh, God. Yakov says, I have never liked UM's holier-than-thou attitude. That said, I never thought of them as abnormal. However, something is causing them to act like a cult. Exactly. They're culty. They just, I don't know, man. They get tied up in knots when they talk to people outside the program. Maybe they're normal inside the program, which, one of the signs of a cult is where you're accepted by other cult members. But, yeesh, these guys are weird. ZZM has a good point. The new run blocking scheme completely changes the scope of our offense. Yeah, I think you're going to see even more in the game. You're not going to see much this week. I think you're going to see a lot of vanilla offense. I don't think they're going to work on anything new. I do want to mention this, and I'm going to reiterate it in my 5 keys on Friday. Look for Matthew Jones, right guard. Look for him to take snaps at center again this week. He took about 10 snaps last week at center with the number 1 offense. They brought in Vamahi at his guard position. Hinsman out. Matt Jones was in. 10 snaps. Ryan Day said on Tuesday that they wanted to get a look at how it would look. They wanted to see how it would look with Matt Jones. Remember, he was a number 1 center in his draft or in his recruiting class, 5-star center. Hasn't played it at all. Keep an eye on that in the Minnesota game. See if they work him in even more. Last week might have just been for fun, but to see what it looked like initially, and but that's something to look for. But thank you. I agree with you, ZZM. We've got the offensive line and the run blocking down. If we can just maintain and work on the pass pro, we'll be golden. Jeremiah says, no worries whining up there in the world's largest toilet bowl. It's nonstop whining out of that toilet bowl, isn't it? That toilet just keeps running and running. You need to call a plumber, right? Maybe we should be the plumber. Go up there and beat the piss out of them. Toilet humor. Billy says, like, it matters if Harbaugh is on the sidelines. It was a punishment without consequences. Yeah. It won't matter this week. Won't matter next week. So Odysseus says Stallions vacuums make them cult-like when they inhale the inside of the bag. Yeah. A bunch of bags on bags, fixing bags. Max says if Michigan cannot cover Harrison, look for some fast TD drives. If the Buckeyes get a lead of 11-14, Michigan won't run every down. No, exactly. They can't. They physically can't run it every down if they're down 14 points and expect to come back. I mean, if you want to get out and get home quickly, that's a good plan, but you can't try and come back. RDB says, how's Devin Brown's health? Wondering about that red zone package for the Team Up North game. Supposed to be back. Somehow got dinged up in warm-ups for the Michigan State game. Ryan Day was kind of making jokes about that, but he's supposed to be back. So what's better? I don't know. Do you go with a Devin Brown with maybe 90%, 85% strength in that ankle versus just running a tailback? You know, it's a tough call, especially down around the goal line. PC says, RDB, you missed the memo. We all voted and replaced Team Up North, TTUN with TCUN. Yes. Or if you jumble around those letters, it's also known as see you next Tuesday. That's all I'm going to say. RDB says, I'm with it. Billy says it's important to get an early lead. Mac, yep. ZZM says there's an old Seinfeld episode where cleaning crew was a cult and George's boss joined it. That's Michigan now. Exactly. Yep. One day the entire earth will be carpeted and we will clean it. It's classic. All right, Mac, take care. Have a good one. Yakov says UM's offensive coordinator acted like Harbaugh was just diagnosed with a terminal illness. Instead, he was just sitting at home earning $600K a month. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sharon Moore. Sharon Peters. ZZM says, do you think they're arrogant enough to single cover Marv? No, they are arrogant. There's no doubt about that. But even with Will Johnson, one of the best corners in the country, they got to bracket him. They got to bracket Marv. I mean, if you want to go one-on-one, go right ahead. I'm all for it. But I think they're going to be smarter than that. But it does leave other guys open, like Stover down the middle, down the seam. You know, if you got two guys over on Harrison on the sideline or deep on a fade, then you got some holes down the middle of the field. A Mecca maybe on some crossing routes, Cade down the seam or on some crossing routes. You know, it opens up plenty of other holes. That's what she said, of course. Odysseus says, crying Sharon. Yeah. RDB says, I hope they do. Single cover Marv. Odysseus and menstruating quorum. Yeah. What's wrong with that guy? Get some stitches or something. PC says either he is crying out of guilt because Harbaugh is hammered for something that he did, or it was all for show, maybe a little of both. Yeah. If you keep cussing on TV, though, you're not going to win over people that have head coaching openings. So don't look for a head coaching interview anytime soon if you're going to use the F word on TV. I don't care. It doesn't bother me, but. Billy says double Marv and let him Mecca and Caden Carnell cook. Yeah, everybody. Everybody. Don't forget about Trey out of the backfield. Get a couple screen passes or some dump offs to Trey. Watch him go 65. So, yeah. I'd be fine if Marv doesn't have a catch. It'd be weird, to not involve the best player in the country in your game plan, but if that's what they do. Yeah. PC says, I don't think those guys will be coaching after they leave TCUN anyways. That's a lot of baggage. Yeah. Very possible they could all get a show cause, especially those coordinators. Billy says he was crying because he didn't know he could win without cheating. Yeah. At least he didn't call out Stallions in the interview. That would have been weird. Really weird. ZZM says Moore might have a fine coming to him from the FCC. Yeah. Sure, somebody will pay it. Jeremiah says, how about Travion Henderson going off on the Wolverines? I'm fine with the Wolverines giving up some yards to Trey. We're going to need everybody, man. We're going to need everybody. Yeah. So recruiting ramping up. I think we can pretty much consider Amaris Williams in the fold. So it gives us a pretty strong D-line class. You know, you got Justin Scott, the big man out of Chicago, Edric Houston out of Georgia, and you got the Mensa guy, Eric Mensa from Virginia. So sounds good. Yeah, PC says, hey, Connor, get up here like when someone wins a Grammy and they invite everyone on in their cabal. Yeah. Where's Connor? Couldn't have done it without him. Odysseus. Is it possible that Ono was involved in gambling and that's why he's back in the booger eater so bad? Anything's possible with these weirdo fucknuts, but I that's a stretch. I haven't heard that theory floated out there yet, but now we have. So anything's possible in the words of Kevin Garnett. So so it sounds like they're going to come to an agreement, the Big Ten and Michigan. Then after that, Michigan will be like, we won. Yeah. We got Harbaugh on the sidelines for the game. And it sounds like Gene Smith might be pushing for Harbaugh to get on the field for that game too. Just rumors I'm seeing. Yeah, RDB, I agree with you. I can't believe the season's almost over too. Hopefully we got many, many more weeks of build-up for some more games. That's right. That's a good point, RDB. How are we going to talk about America's team like this? Yeah. You're probably right, PC. They were trying to get Corum over 80.5 rushing yards. That's why they kept pounding him 26 times in the second half. They bet the over. Could be it. Don't forget to get your scores in for this week's Minnesota game. Win yourself a free t-shirt. Tyler, if you're watching or if you're watching this later, don't forget to hit me up. Buckeye 7084. Still haven't heard back from you. But next week, we're going wall-to-wall coverage. Ohio State versus Michigan. Every day, we're going live. Monday, well, starting on Sunday night. Me, Jeff, and Sean at 8 p.m. Eastern. Well, we're going to try 7:30 again this week. See how you guys like it. Okay, so 7:30 Sunday night, if I can get Jeff and Sean to show up on time. And then Monday live at 4:30, Tuesday live at 4:30, Wednesday live at 4:30 on Thanksgiving Eve. No show on Thanksgiving. You will have a daily blitz, but no live show on Thursday. Then we go live again Friday at 4:30. So keep that in mind. We're going all Buckeyes all next week, except for the Turkey Day. My wife would kill me if I tried to do a live show on fucking Thanksgiving. We don't usually go anywhere, but go down, hang out with some people and stuff. So try and socialize a little bit once a year, you know. My neighbors are all retired and kind of crotchety old farts, so we don't hang out with them at all. But if you're watching, hey, stop by sometime. Stephen Cherry, what's up, man? Go Buckeyes. That's right. Stephen, I think I got your score the other night. Pretty sure I got a score for you. Yeah, I got a 40-17 for you, Stephen. RDB says my wife wanted to do dinner with the in-laws. She was pissed when I said no, Ohio State is on. Exactly. My wife tried to pull that same shit with her sister, the one that had the lesbo wedding. Yeah. She's like, oh, we can hang out with them on Thanksgiving. No. Fuck no. I'm good. Check and make sure I didn't miss any messages. RDB, got you. Better not score 17. Oh, I don't think they will. RDB, I don't think Minnesota's going to score 17. Billy says that's a divorceable offense. Yeah. All right, folks. Please, on your way out the door, please hit the like button. I really appreciate it. If we have any other recruiting updates, I'll hit you with them on Friday's live show. Again, 4:30 Eastern. And Sunday night show is going to be a lot of Ohio State, Michigan with me and Jeff and Sean. Sean's coming to us from Detroit. He lives in the Detroit suburbs, so we'll get some local flavor from him, see what's up. Yeah, exactly, RDB. I did have to go to a fall wedding this year, the lesbo wedding, because it was on a Friday. I think they did that on purpose so that I would show up. Anyway. All right, yeah, good time, everybody. I appreciate everybody stopping by, and check out the Daily Blitz tomorrow and every day. And we'll be back live on Friday. This week is flying by, man. The next week is going to really get nuts. So appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. And we'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.